Audio interview with the Antarctic entity. Warning: the following audio is exclusively for the United Nations Space Affairs affiliates only. Sharing this content with unauthorized parties is a crime and may result in severe legal penalties. Reproduction, distribution, or misuse of this material is strictly prohibited. Interviewer: Okay, let's see if I have everything ready. Okay, recording number 6722, January 2025, 3:45 p.m. Okay, how are we, Sess? Sess is the name that the Antarctica entity is referred to. Good. Thank you for allowing me to ask you these questions once more. I know that it is kind of tiresome. By the way, did you read what was said about you on the 4chan forums? Yes. Did you find it amusing? Interesting. Questions were strange, but many were different and good. I guess that's just how we are. Now, I know you hate these. I don't hate. Anger is not an emotion for my people. I am sorry. Don't be. You did nothing wrong. If you don't mind, back to the question. Why were you in that cave all alone? As I said countless times, I was alone. Yes, but why? I mean, how does the technology that kept you alive work? Is it a form of stasis? We already know that it is not cryogenic in nature. Humans must evolve alone. Otherwise, if I help you with, how you say, technology, I won't be better than the ones who made you, the ones who corrupted you. You refuse to answer. I refuse to disgrace you and your ancestors. Okay, that's fine. How old is the vessel, as you call it? You call it the vessel. We call it the hex shape. It was built by my people 3,000 years ago in a land that you once called Hren. Kemet? Hren. Where is Kemet? Hold on. Okay, here is my phone. Where on the map is Kemet? The one that is, says Egypt. Oh, okay, Egypt. The vessel is old then. It's really old. I know you don't want to answer this, but I have to, question. I have to pose the question again. How does it work? How do we get inside? I said this before. No. Must I repeat myself? I know, but it's for the Ministry of Defense. You know that there are many countries involved in this, and many nations who want your help. I won't force you to talk if you don't want to. Why do you want my vessel? So you can kill more people. We are your allies, Sess. But sir, you are not an ally to alien race of people. You are a human. I know that if I give you the key to my vessel, then you will kill. Again and again and again. That technology could save lives. In your hands, that is not the first option, is it? You want the second option. Power, conquest, operation. Very well. I won't bother you with that again. You know, I'm just doing my job. Can you tell me about the technology from where you were sleeping? No. Alright, okay. Not gonna budge. Not feeling generous today, are we? I want to help your kind to become better. Then we'll talk technology. Would you give a weapon to a child? No. The baby would hurt themselves and other people. Fair point. Okay. What questions can you answer then? All technology-related questions will be rejected. Mathematical questions? Please, yes. Okay, sounds of drawing on a chalkboard. Can you identify the sequence of prime numbers within your numeral system? Prime numbers are fundamental in mathematics and might be, let's say, universally recognized. You could say that's how God created or emanated everything. Do you have time to understand what the Riemann hypothesis is? No? Can you explain it to me? Can you give us an answer? Yes, the Riemann hypothesis is correct. All non-trivial zero of these zeta function lie on B line or E equals 1/2. It is passed on the symmetry of prime numbers and energy stability in the mathematical field. I'm not gonna lie, it was almost impossible to make out what he was saying as someone who is not very proficient in math, so I'm gonna play the audio clip verbatim for you. Okay, can you... I know I've asked you this before, but I have to. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. Can you tell me if there was life on Mars? As I said before, yes. It was annihilated by your makers. Their civilization reached quite the developed state. They were, how you say, good people. People loved each other as one. Unity. Your makers did not love anyone but themselves. I think you called it ego yesterday, didn't you? Ego. I love English. It is quite similar to the language of a people we interacted with a very long time ago. Oh, you spoke about this before. The Proto-Europeans. You studied them, right, didn't you? Good people. Sadly, their desires of conquest conquered their hearts. About this Mars civilization, were they human like us? No, but some managed to come with your, how do you call it? In English, DNA. Your DNA composition. Your human DNA was not compatible with theirs. They could not mate. They disappeared. Are they still are there bodies or mummies of these people from Mars? Are they still on Earth? Yes, but I will not disclose the location. I'm asking you about this because you might have noticed I've sent you a video of the so-called Mexican mummies. Did you get to see it? Yes. Can you tell me, is it real or not? Yes, I believe so, yes. Good. What are these beings? Who were these beings? Are they connected to the ones that came from Mars? A chimera, a mix of sentient creatures, a remnant of your makers. Chimera, oh you mean hybrids, so they're a mixture. Yes. Audio ends. I'm halfway through the recording, and I'm pretty sure someone is trying to discredit and divert attention away from the original post. Ignore this shit anons. Not real OP, this sucks. Ah yes, here come the feds. Now, tell me why this legit sounding interview is fake. This is either someone trying to LARP, or a government dude trying to make the recent leak look crazy. Either way, this is lame. Ever noticed how these alien interviews never answer these questions? They make a lot of improvable and also not disprovable claims, yet never give us a direct answer to something that would be immediately verifiable. Mathematics is a human invention. White people are aliens? No, they're from here. The ones like in OP's pick lived on a different planet in this solar system. The blonde-haired, blue-eyed ones lived on a planet where everyone were connected for each other's thoughts and an AI. They were viewed as the bad guys. God values individualism, so he attacked with an asteroid storm. The remaining humans across the planet came and hit on Earth till now. I return with a pitch and tempo adjustment so you can listen to how it would sound normally. Listen to how slow the cadence is, even when sped up. Even listening to his normal speech, the accent is very strange. These are unironically demonic manifestations. The spirits have been trying to convince us that they are something else since the dawn of time. They are getting ready to move. Fewer people around you are human than you realize. The changeling myth is not a myth. They have been abducting our souls and inhabiting our flesh alongside us all along, and they are very evenly distributed throughout society. This is all demonic possession. Source: I fell in love with the descendant of a multi-generational satanic bloodline who paid in her own blood to deliver me the truth. If you believe in aliens, you are damned. Don't fucking do it. There is nothing new under the sun. These beings only started LARPing as aliens once we invented the concept. They create nothing new. They recycle old tricks and use our collective unconsciousness to engage in covert spiritual warfare. The beings themselves are spiritual, i.e., immortal beings made of fire. They are invisible to us and have no meat suits of their own. They are ghosts, fairies, demons, NHI, Bigfoot, you name it. Here is my analysis. The voices. They speak over each other, which could be an editing choice to make them sound conversational. But what's interesting is the interviewer speaks at a consistent pace over the slow voice. So if the voice was artificially slowed later, it would have to be painstakingly re-edited to match. Also, they would need to be speaking in separate audio booths or at different times. Very odd attention to detail for such a mundane LARP. Sass has an artificially slowed down and lowered voice. Obviously, this is to match the low voice of an 8-foot tall being. However, A faker would take pains to avoid it sounding this odd. A faker would also avoid accents and stick to alien tropes about how we think they should sound. They leaned into accents, which is oddly credible. Real OP here. Don't go to this post. I was attacked today. This audio that you heard was not supposed to be leaked. Don't listen to anything on that thread. It's a lie. I almost died today. The audio is real. They took it from me and uploaded it to 4chan with AI generated pictures to match. I repeat, this post is not me. Are you okay, bro? What happened? Is the audio real or not? It sounds like it, I take it. It is real, but I was going to upload it in 3 days, not now. They invaded my home, killed my dog, and almost killed me. Just finished the audio and was reading the thread again. I fucking knew that the writing style was different. I was supposed to deliver this audio in 3 days, here on Paranormal. Today, my house was invaded. They took my HDD, killed my dog, and left me to die on my bathroom floor. They are uploading the audio with 2 fake AI pictures in order to discredit it, because they know I have copies. The audio is real, the pictures are fake. Report it. Report their thread. I am in hospital right now. Look, the audio is real, but you guys were not supposed to listen to it now. It was not an authorized upload. There is nothing I can do now. The pictures are fake. Okay, you went full moron. The other thread is the real one. If you have any interaction with this entity, please confirm the following. I don't have, and right now, I don't know what will happen to me. This was a mistake from day one. Do you have a dead man switch? That is, everything will be released upon that event. Again, I hope this does not happen. No, I can't do that. That's my superior's job. I just took some photos, because I can't send the raw files. The audio you have access to is not a recording. It's a raw file. It is not safe for us. Secondly, I have to comment on the audio. The guy interviewing him is kind of annoying, not sensitive at all, very interrogative. He is paid to probe. The entity does not enjoy speaking with him, from what I know. Last question. Do you know if this alien brother is willing to reveal himself to the world? It was supposed to be the 27th of this month. That is what we hope for. But after this, after the leak, I don't know. Please report the other thread. Those photos are artificial. The entity is not like that at all. Please don't believe everything he says. He is going to discredit the audio. You can finally hear the real voice of an entity. Don't mess us up, Anons. Why do you say we hope? What has given this indication? Has he indicated this? You guys don't understand. It is too late for us all. The entity told us that he and his people are going to activate the reset in April, hence why that monster on the other thread is doing this. The entity refers to that on the end of the interview. The interview was cut. I have the full one. Is there anything off the top of your head that you think you should say or get out ASAP that you haven't? Get food, water, and be with your families. That was done today. Yes. I don't want you to dox yourself, but if you can elaborate, how did you get hold of it so quickly? I received daily updates. Do you suspect your source is compromised? I suspect the fact they, my leaders, telling me to come here to disclose was a way to discredit everything. I am sacrificed, basically. How soon after were you attacked? It was 10 a.m. in Germany. The A sounds so Slavic. Obviously in the accent, but even in other mannerisms. It's, how you say. That makes it sound very terrestrial. He is speaking to humans. It's normal, I guess. Also, some of his mannerisms are weird. I give up. They are coming here pretending to be me. You guys don't understand. It's too late for us all. But I don't understand this logic. If this is true, why do interviews? Why not just fuck off somewhere and do the reset? And also, why punish all of humanity for the fuck-ups of the elite? They are the ones running the show. Can someone explain to me what Bro Sass said about the Riemann hypothesis? He said it's true. What does it being true mean? I'm a decade or two out from uni, so my math is rusty. But basically, the Riemann hypothesis is an unsolved problem / conjecture describing the distribution of prime numbers. It's one of those, it's probably true, but we can't prove it type problems. Like P exclamation mark equals MP, or the Collatz conjecture. Something that is very, very likely true, and no counterexamples or evidence against it has ever been found, but at the same time, a hard mathematical proof eludes us. The A basically just said, yeah, it's true. How big of a deal would it be if it's proven true? And what effects would it have on our understanding of maths? Like, would it lead to new shit? Again, I am not a math whiz, but my understanding is this. Proving it is true would not necessarily be a big deal on its own, because we are already relatively confident that it is true. But a hard proof would still be very interesting, because the proof itself would likely involve some creative, out-of-the-box thinking and usage of logic that we've never seen before. So, kinda sorta, the how is more interesting than the what. Does the NHI tell you how we as humans can meditate to achieve greater self or psionic ability? Alright, this is where it gets interesting. The NHI don't explicitly tell you anything, at least, not in the way that we'd expect from a conversation or a guidebook. But there are reports, and I mean plenty of them, suggesting that their communication is more experiential. People who have had contact often describe suddenly knowing things, like they're downloading concepts or techniques directly into their heads. Meditation and psionics come up a lot, and it's all about altering your state of mind to resonate with something higher, like tuning your brain to the right frequency. What is bizarre is that the few hints they seem to give involve focusing on detachment, like quieting the ego entirely and syncing with natural rhythms. Some experiencers describe geometric visuals or sensations of energy coursing through their bodies while meditating, almost like they're tapping into something that has always been there. It's not just about sitting quietly either. Breathing techniques, specific tones or vibrations, and even physical postures come into play. The freakiest part, there has been mention of psionic abilities being a byproduct of reaching these states. People talk about being able to sense emotions across distances, manipulate small objects, or even influence their environment subtly. Whether this is them planting seeds in us or something we have always had but never developed is up for debate. So, in a way, the NHI don't hand you the keys. They just open the door a crack and let you figure out how to step through. So, our universe is one of many spheres. Can they travel between them? Yeah, so buckle up, because this concept is wild. From what has been pieced together through various reports, our universe might be just one bubble in a vast cosmic film of spheres or dimensions, planes, realities, whatever you want to call them. It's like each one is its own self-contained system with its own laws, physics, and inhabitants. Now, here is the kicker. The NHI seem to have mastered some way of traveling between these spheres. It's not like building a spaceship and cruising over. It's more like folding space or exploiting overlaps where the boundaries between realities are thin. People talk about portals, wormholes, or even tech that can manipulate the fabric of reality itself. What is mind-bending is the idea that they might not even need technology, at least not in the way that we understand it. Some theories suggest that their consciousness itself might act as the vehicle, letting them phase between dimensions or shift their state of being to match the frequency of another sphere. And if that does not fry your brain enough, consider this. Some of them might exist across multiple spheres simultaneously. Like, they are not limited to one reality at a time. They just dip in and out of ours when it suits them. If true, it is less likely they are traveling and more likely they are tuning into the right station on a cosmic radio. Whether we are just a curiosity to them or a vital piece in a bigger puzzle, who knows? Is this the supposed 2027 event? He claims it will reach breaking point in 2030. Could you describe what the entity looks like? You said it looks nothing like the fake AI images. Strong jawbone, different from ours. It is quite strong. Blue eyes, white/blondish hair, thin body but muscled. Always a stoic expression. No blemishes at all. Nose is like those of a sculpture. It is quite straight. How are you able to post this kind of evidence? Is this part of a controlled disclosure plan backed up by contractors and the government? Let's put it this way. This is not me going rogue or trying to blow the lid off of everything. If anything, it's part of what you mentioned, a controlled disclosure plan. The idea is to drip feed information in places like this, niche forums, obscure corners of the internet, places where the curious and the skeptical come to speculate. It's a pressure release valve, a way to gauge public reaction and to let the truth out in small, manageable doses. Am I directly backed by contractors or the government? Let's just say that there are layers. Some contractors are definitely part of the machinery, and they have their own motives, whether that is control, profit, or something more altruistic, like preparing the public for eventual full disclosure. But no one is holding my hand or reviewing my posts before I hit send. This isn't official, if you catch my drift. Still, here is the thing. Even if this is part of a broader plan, it doesn't mean the information is not real. Think about it. If certain factions in the government want to control the narrative, what is the best way to do it? You don't suppress everything. Too risky, too obvious. Instead, you curate the narrative by letting certain pieces trickle out. What better way to do that than through anonymous voices that sound just credible enough to spark discussion, but not so official that people lose their minds? So, is this part of the plan? Yeah, probably. But that does not mean what I'm telling you is not worth paying attention to.
Okay, let's see if I have everything ready. Okay, recording number 67, 22, January 2025, 15:35. Gravação número 67, 22 de 2025, 15:35, enregistrement número 57, 22 janvier 2025, 15h35. Okay. How are you, Seth? Good. Thank you for allowing me to ask you these questions once more. I know it's kind of tiresome. Okay. By the way, did you read what was said about you on the 4chan forums?
Yes. Yeah.
Did you find it amusing?
Interesting, good. Questions were strange, but many were different and good.
I guess that's just how we are. Now, I know you hate these...
I don't hate. Anger is not an emotion for my people.
I'm sorry.
Don't be. You did nothing wrong.
If you don't mind, back to the question. Why were you in that cave alone?
As I said countless times, I was alone.
Yes, but why? I mean, how does the technology that kept you alive work? Is it a form of stasis? We know it's not cryogenic.
Humans must evolve alone. Otherwise, if I help you with how you say technology, I won't be better than the ones who made you, the ones who corrupted you.
You refuse to answer.
I refuse to disgrace you and your ancestors.
Okay, that's fine. How old is the vessel, as you call it? You call it the vessel. We call it the hex shape.
It was built by my people 3,000 years ago in the land you once called Kemet.
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 Where is Kemet? Hold on. Hold on a sec. Okay, here. In the phone. Where in the map is Kemet?
The one that says Egypt.
Oh, okay, Egypt.
This
okay, I see.
Here.
Okay. It's old then. It's really old. I know you don't want to answer this, but I have, question. I have to pose a question again. How does it work? How do we get inside?
I said this before. No. Must I repeat myself?
I know, but it's for the British Ministry of Defense. You know, there are many countries involved, many nations who want your help to. Uh, I won't force you to talk if you don't want to.
Why do you want my vessel? So you can kill more people?
We're your ally says.
But, sir, you are not an ally to your brother, the other human. I know that if I give you the key to my vessel, you will kill again and again and again.
That technology could save
In
lives.
your hands, that is not the first option, is it? You want second option, power, conquest, oppression.
Very well. I won't bother you again. You know, I'm just doing my job. Can you tell me about the technology where you were sleeping?
No,
Okay, I'm gonna barge. Not feeling generous today, are we?
I want to help your kind becoming better. Then we'll talk technology. Would you give a weapon to a child? No. The baby would hurt themselves and other people.
Good point. Okay. What questions can you answer then?
All technology related questions will be rejected.
Mathematical questions?
Please. Yeah.
Can you let's see. Can you identify the sequence of prime numbers within your numeral system?
Prime numbers are fundamental in mathematics and might be, let's say, universally recognized. You could say that's how God created or emanated everything.
You had time to understand what the Riemann hypothesis is? No? Can you explain it to me? Can you give us an answer?
Yes, the Riemann hypothesis is correct. All non-trivial zeros of the Z function lie on the line RE equal 1/2. It is based on the symmetry of prime numbers and energy stability in the mathematical field.
Okay. Can you? I know I've asked you this before, but I have to. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. Um, can you tell me if there was life on Mars?
As I stated before, yes, it was annihilated by your makers. Their civilization reached quite a developed state. They were, how you say, good people. People who loved each other as one. Unity. Your markers didn't love anyone but their self.
I think you called it ego yesterday, didn't you?
Ego. I love English. It is quite similar to a language of a people that we interacted with very long ago.
Oh, you spoke about this before. The Proto-Europeans. You've studied them, right? Didn't you?
Good people. Sadly, their desires of conquest conquered their hearts.
Okay. About this Mars civilization, were they human like us?
No, but some managed to come, however, your, how do you call it, IND,
In English,
your
DNA.
genetic
This would be
composition,
DNA.
DNA, your human DNA was not compatible with theirs. They couldn't mate, thus they disappeared.
Are there still like there are the bodies or mummies of these people from Mars still on Earth?
Yes, but I will not disclose location.
I'm asking you this because, as you might have noticed, I've sent you a video of the so-called Mexican mummies. Did you get to see it?
Yes,
Okay. Can you tell me if it's real, if it's not real?
yes, I believe so. Yes.
Good. What were these beings? Who were these beings? Are they connected to the ones that came from Mars?
Chimera, mixed of sentient creature, a remnant of your makers.
Chimera, chimera. Oh, you mean hybrids? So they're a mix.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's it. Also, what?
I live near an abandoned prison, and coincidentally, me and a couple of friends went there again today after many years. We tried going to an abandoned building where a body was found, but they boarded it up real good. The county knows when Halloween is near, people love doing urban exploration. Anyway, this thread has a good main topic, and I'm glad I went out and did something different besides getting high. I love feeling nostalgic. I'm pretty bored right now, so I may as well bump the thread and write what happened. After a few days of constant rain, the sun was out, and me and a couple of friends were tired of doing the same old indoor bullshit, like watching TV and playing video games, especially on a beautiful fall day. Recently, we've been having a lot of spiritual discussion regarding the afterlife. Now, I don't necessarily believe in it because I have tried tempting spirits many times before, but with no avail, so I am very skeptical of the idea of an afterlife, but I am willing to embrace it if I had visual evidence, such as witnessing a ghost or other paranormal activities. So yeah, here is a story of why I don't believe in spirits. A few years ago, back in high school, me and my friend made a makeshift Ouija board and brought it to the local abandoned prison to contact the dead prison warden who was buried on the property, or contact an unknown prisoner who could have died in the prison. It was a cheap piece of shit we made in school out of paper and a Sharpie marker. Nonetheless, it did not work. Frustrated of not making any spiritual contact, I pissed on the warden's grave. Still nothing. Fast forward to today. I graduated and haven't really visited the prison since a close encounter with the security there, and I am now of legal age to actually be sent to prison. Also, my friends lost the inhibition to do crazy stupid shit, besides drugs, but I digress. So, the plan for today was to visit the old house they found a dead Mexican kid in and possibly come back to play with the Ouija board. Now, I visited this house before, alone, earlier this year, and it was boarded up pretty good, but the back door was broken, so I went in. I did not see much, as expected. It was empty. It seemed like it had a squatter living in there, since there were empty bags of chips and soda cans, but he probably moved on by now. The living room did, however, have a peculiar stain on the wooden floor. My guess is that's where the body was dumped. The backstory of that body is that he was part of a gang killing. The Mexican kid was probably dead before they brought him there, but that's where they left him. I don't know how long it took before someone found the body, but I am jealous that it was not me. Anyways, after a lengthy walk from the suburbs, we arrived at the house, and to our disappointment, it was boarded up. Good. Real good. The problem with our whole improvised expedition is that we did not bring any tools to break in, because back in the day, all these abandoned buildings were open game. As kids, we used to not even sneak in. We would just nonchalantly go inside. Well, me at least. I was always the guinea pig and the daredevil of the group. Always the first to do something crazy and stupid. Back in the day, we busted up whatever was left in the abandoned complexes of the prison. Doors were kicked down, windows were broken, blood was shed, and a fat kid shit his pants. Those were good times, not knowing what was on the other side of the door. The first expeditions where anything could happen, and there was actual excitement in exploring the relics. Now, my friends did not share this appreciation of exploration. After a few days of settling in the abandoned buildings, we would go there every day after school. I would try to venture into new territory of the prison complex, but I always found myself without company. My friends, however, took nearly every object they could get a hold of and broke it. Old desks were thrown out of the broken windows of the old prison office building where they kept the records of prisoners, and we had lightsaber duels with those long neon lights. I am pretty sure we inhaled some fucked up shit because those glass lights broke with a haze of gas coming out of it. If that did not fuck up our lungs, the fire extinguisher probably did the trick. Well, for me at least. One day, I secluded myself from the group, tired from the violent, reckless shenanigans my friends were doing, and I was exploring a new tunnel system I found. The tunnels were pretty wide and were meant for pipe maintenance. There was only one way in and out, and little ventilation. It was pretty cool, and I was curious to find out how long the tunnel went, but before I could actually go any further, I heard my friend shouting and running on the surface. One of our friends found a fire extinguisher and had the brilliant idea to use it. It damn near flooded the whole building with yellow gas, and everyone ran away, fearing suffocation. Through the vents, I saw the panic and chaos of my friends. Then I saw the new kid with a fire extinguisher. He looked at me and smiled. Next thing I know, he is spraying it through the vents, and I'm trying my best to cheese it out of there before I die. I finally got out, and laughs were had. That was one of the best days there. Anyways, back to today. Our whole trip was a dud and seemingly a waste of time. The house we wanted to go into was locked up, and we had no way inside, but at least we did something. On the trip back home, we found a snake. I picked it up, and it scared off one of my friends. Fucking pussy. Or he just wanted to make an excuse to go back home, because me and my other friend wanted to make a detour to some of the old prison buildings and relive the glory days of high school urban exploration. The problem with revisiting old abandoned buildings is that there is no adrenaline, especially with the shitty security. We had total sense of control. It was almost as thrilling as walking into your own home after a long vacation. Not thrilling at all. With no new sights to see, it gave me and my friend an opportunity to talk about our old prison adventures and immerse ourselves in nostalgia. The only thing we saw that was out of the ordinary was a large cluster of cars parked inside the prison walls, and this boarded up metal door with a lock. This door led to the other side of that tunnel I was talking about earlier, but something was odd about it. The top half of the door was ripped open. Ripped open like we could see right through it, and on the other side there was not much besides the tunnel. We did not see any tools that could have caused a metal door to be ripped open like that. It instantly got me and my friend talking about what could have caused it. I regret not taking pictures, but I will consider going back tomorrow. Either way, good day and good Fred. Go out and do something and live your lives. My neighbors are NPCs. Be me. Live in suburban cul-de-sac. Normal enough place. Cookie cutter houses. Kids playing street hockey. Neighbors seem normal too. Family next door. Old couple across the street. Single dude on the other side of them. Wave hello. Small talk about the weather, the usual. Few months in, I start noticing things. Never see the family next door leave or arrive in their car. Garbage cans always empty on pickup day. Old couple across the street have the same newspaper on their porch for a week straight. No lawn mowing, no snow shoveling, nothing. It's like they're mannequins and dioramas. Start doing some investigating, subtly. Check for mail. Always addressed to random people never seen. No lights on at night. Only light from the static TV through the windows. Peeked in the garage when the door was open a crack. Completely empty. Creeped out. Started researching local records. Tried talking to the others on the street. They look at me like I'm crazy, say, yeah, the Smiths, they're nice people, but they never interact with them either. Just parroting what they think they should know. It's like the whole street was built around a set of illusions. Tried calling the cops. They come out, check the houses, and report everything as normal. I'm going insane. How do you deal with neighbors that are a glitch in the matrix? Maybe I'm the one who does not exist. Please send help.